Time to visit the Groundbreaker. Let's see what it's all about. Apparently this is where Gladys is.
We've arrived at the Groundbreaker.
Jesus Christ. You are a fast creature. Alright. Oh boy. You know, I'm starting to have second thoughts about this, but nope, you know what? Put your head down. Power through it. Put your head down.
Can we talk?
Yeah, Parvati, what's up?
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson?
Yeah? Hope you don't mind if I vape. But, what's the deal with this Tennyson gal?
I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff.
Okay. I mean, you're probably right. We could just head over to engineering right now.
Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time.
Well, I hope so,
Did you want to talk
Parvati.
about something else?
No. Time to go? You ready to go? Wait, where's the vicar? Kinda want to figure out where he's headed off to. He went upstairs and got himself a bunk. I mean, at least see if he wants anything while we're off ship on the station. Whoa! That was not something I explored earlier. Vicar!
Yes, you caught me ruminating again. Guilty as charged. What's occupying your thoughts?
This and that. But honestly, I just wanted a little bit about you, man.
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition.
What the hell does that mean?
That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town, much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
Oof, I can only imagine. What made you so passionate about that?
My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it.
And that's really insightful, but weren't they really proud then when you became a vicar at least?
They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot.
Oh.
Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me.
Alright, what's this plan you keep talking about?
The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan.
Oh.
Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan.
It's very Buddhist of you. I mean, but you can't help but follow the plan, then you becoming a vicar must have just been part of it then. I mean, your parents must have seen that.
The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it, whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction.
Oh. Okay. Well. Got a lot of different things we could be talking about, Vicar, so give me a second to sort out my thoughts. I mean, I asked the same thing to Parvati. I'll ask you. Why are you even here?
I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated.
I mean, it seems a little extreme.
I've been called that more than once. What about you? What's your story?
Alright, if you really want to know. I was a colonist on the Hope. A scientist named Wells saved me.
And how did he do that?
He stole my body from the Hope at the edge of the colony and thawed me out.
Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now?
Honestly, I think I'm just going to help him recover the chemicals he needs and save the rest of the colonists on the Hope. I hate for other people to be stuck in the same situation I was, just not knowing they were going to float out there forever because some corporate red tape didn't want them to go home.
That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you?
Well, it's just the right thing to do.
A commendable attitude.
Alright, well, any ideas where we can find someone who speaks any French?
I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Baconu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him.
Alright, sounds like a good lead, but how do we find him?
That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
How is it that a simple vicar is such a skilled hacker?
Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
Alright, sounds good, let's go.
Thank you, Captain.
Oh, are you rolling with me, Vicar? Let's fucking jam. Index of banned literature. I'm gonna read that later if that's okay. Ooh. Vicar, you have got some good reading material up here. I have got to come back up here at some point and check in on you and do some of the reading. Alright. Galley, we don't need to mess around in here right now. Come on, Vicar. But actually, before we go anywhere, what the hell is this? It's S. Sam. Alright. Would whack it with this stun baton, but I'm afraid it would just immediately open fire. Seems well within the range of possibilities given this ship's reputation, apparently. You ready to go, Parvati? We about to jam. The Groundbreaker. Whoa. This place is huge. Unreliable fits inside just fine.
Captain. Hey, Captain. I'm in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
You're doing good, girl. Keep it up. Vicar, clearly you've been here before. Let's do it.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses. He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get cute with me again, you little back bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
Ooh.
I don't have time for this. Need a trick.
tense, but it looks like the corporations don't have as much sway. That's gonna work for me. No. No. Gotta be good. Gotta be good. Let's just,
Customs and inspection, right this way.
Jesus. Oh, gosh. Is there any other way I can go? Okay. You gonna give me trouble if I take this? No? Okay. Just poking around. Just trying to have a little looky-loo. You know, if I can avoid going in through that customs entrance over there, you know, avoid going in through that customs entrance over there. And apparently, I figured out how to avoid going through the customs entrance. There's electrical shocks over there. Guys, we're going to get down eventually. Alright.
Understood. I'll keep my head down.
Wow. Bunch of good stuff in there. Alright, we're not getting through there. Ooh, God bless America. Don't ever scare me like that again. Oh, that's some spooky shit. Just play it cool. That's right, Marday. I came right through that checkpoint.
The other day it was coming from Monarch.
Here we go again.
As far as
No
you know.
one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You were hearing things.
No, seriously.
What?
There was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was Graham?
Graham, right. Broadcasting on a dead world full of monsters. Now I've heard everything.
You know, it takes more muscles to frown than to smile.
Who told you that? Graham?
Asshole.
That's kind of funny, actually. No, I shouldn't be listening to people's conversations, but I have a feeling that's going to happen a lot in this town. You live on a space station, you just tend to hear stuff, you know? There's one time I remember I was on a station back in my home system, and I overheard a conversation with a guy talking about how his girlfriend's farts used to wake him up in the middle of the night. They were so bad. It was a very private conversation, but he was talking so loud, and I looked over at the guy next to me, and I could tell that
We
he could
interrupt your
hear it too.
regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
This might be important.
The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection. Canyons of acid and sulfur rain are the least of the horrors plaguing the surface of Monarch. Anarchists live as one with the animals, lawless, savage, and unemployed.
Unemployed. Did you hear that?
The board's embargo ensures that nothing can leave the planet and threaten our hardworking citizens. This has been Halcyon News. Your only
Unemployed.
source
Are
for
you
news
employed?
in
You
the
clearly
Halcyon
are.
colony.
Yeah, I've done work for Sublight. Need to pay the bills somehow.
Roger that. Media circus surrounds circus time clowns. The circus time clown is shutting out every single member of the team. Has to come at the upheaval. The failure to reduce finals a deciding factor. When questioned about the values of the overhauled team, representative of the clowns say their goal is the same as ever. Toss, ball, win, repeat. Alright. The Clown Town Clowners, or whatever the hell their name was. It's like a workers' barracks. Where's Gladys? Gladys is 15 meters through that wall. Alright. Holy
purple berry crunch,
crap.
sugar gel flakes, and purple berry flavored power nuggets. Now
Try
with
not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
I gotta say that just 70 years ago, just 70 years ago, we didn't have much of anything like this. God, there's so much space in here. Parvati, we're not staying.
You want the upstairs room?
We're here to talk to this lady. Come on.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient, or an oven. Just like store-bought.
Honestly, that's a hell of a way to say hello. But I'm just gonna cut to the chase, lady. Phineas sent me. He said he could take me. So you're giving a deal on a nav key, maybe? I gotta get the Stellar Bay.
Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board.
So I've heard.
You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction.
Well, you wouldn't
Lucky
be.
for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
That's quid pro quo stuff, I knew it. 10,000 bits? Well, alright, tell me about this opportunity.
Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms...
Okay, you know what? No qualms here. Let's hear the details.
Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago.
That's actually kind of intriguing. Why was Roseway abandoned?
Can't say I know for sure. Maybe it never really was.
Sounds like someone poking into somewhere they shouldn't be got into a spot of trouble.
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress call manually.
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from sniffing around.
You know what? Say no more.
You've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like that. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs.
Abandoned outpost, corporate secrets. Got it.
Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done.
Old Gladys. Alright, Gladys. Thanks for your time.
Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. Here, take a candy with you.
No way. You are too much, lady. You are too much. Now I'm feeling a little better about myself. Now, how much better? Let's find out. Definitely need more for the inhaler. Let's get that to an even 20. So that way, even though I take off my suit later, I'll be at 20 even for my medical skill, which is perfect for now. Because I'll be able to mix a second drug into the inhaler, which will be really useful. I don't use a lot of melee attacks. I do use a lot of guns. So I think I'm just going to start dumping auxiliary points into guns so that my long gun critical damage gets up even higher. But I'm going to hold off for just a little bit on putting points into dialogue. is. Now I have to start doing them individually. I've passed the point where you do them as a group. So Persuade's going to be my number one. I'm not much of an intimidator. I don't really want to scare people. It's not my style. I'm more of a persuader. I'm a talker. I'm not a liar. I'm going to talk my way through a situation. And if I need to, I might stretch the truth a little bit. But this is where the real meat of my conversations are going to be. Perks, I've been focusing on ways to stay alive. Since I'm going to be talking through a lot of my conversations, I'm not focusing on beating my way through them. I need to make sure that when it does come to fighting, I'm not completely tossed. I've got more base health, I've got a little more durability loss, which is good, because it means that my stuff will stay stronger longer. But now, which one was it that I wanted to take? I can do 50% XP now from companion kills, especially since I have 2 companions. I'm at a point where they're going to start actually helping me out in a lot of this stuff. Let's do that and see what happens. We've got quests. Companions have got quests. Side quests to do. Now, this is a busy, busy galaxy. From what I can tell, this system is... it's got so much stuff going on. I could view the distress beacons, or we can go do some side missions and see if we can find Tennyson. Or find the security terminal on Groundbreaker. Honestly, the distress signal interests me. I really want to find out about this ship. So let's do it. We're going to go back to the ship, and we're going to learn all we can about this distress signal. There are hostiles near me? How strange. Alright, well, we're getting out of here. Parvati, we are not staying. Now, let's see if we can fast forward back to the ship. Anyways, guys, as I was saying, my favorite type way to cook a steak, medium rare, 2 minutes each side, salt and pepper, turn twice, 8 minutes total. Let set for 2 minutes, down the hatch. What do you guys think? You guys haven't had a steak? Alright, well, we'll have to fix that. We gotta get on board the ship.
Hey there, you mind stepping back? This charming little ship's been impounded and I'm afraid I can't let you near it till it's not.
Whoa. What do you mean impounded?
I don't really know. We got orders to hold your ship is all.
Does it seem hot in here to you?
I ain't felt so much as a tepid breeze in weeks. I hope Miss Chief Tennyson gets that fixed soon.
Well, it doesn't smell as bad here as Edgewater's graveyard in high summer, so guess I can't complain.
That's disgusting.
Either way, let's not stick around so long we all roast alive. No offense, Miss Elson. I'm sure whatever critical problem needs fixing will get patched in time.
Whew. I'm starting to feel like a sisty roast in all this armor.
That's also disgusting. Girls, you've both got some things you need to work out. Now, Elson, you're a nice lady. Can you help me get this taken care of?
I'd surely love to, but that's just not my bailiwick. You'll want to have words with our representative here from the board, Mr. Udom Bedford.
No.
His office is on the promenade.
Alright. Don't you touch my ship.
Gosh, I wouldn't dream of it. Not unless I got to, and I don't see any reason why I'd gotta. Do you?
She's a good ship, ma'am. Mostly doesn't act up at all.
Happy to hear it.
We're out of here.
Have yourself a pleasant day.
Oh, Elson. I'm not holding you responsible. But the thought of talking to Udon after reading the messages that I read, I'm not so sure about this. Where could he be? Udom. She said his office is on the promenade. Maybe we should go through customs at this point. That's Wheeler.
This is it. Security. I can check the departures register to find out which crew the scholar shipped in and out with. I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm sure you know what that's like. Something vexing you, Captain?
Let's talk about this personal quest of yours, Vicar.
Yes, well, now that we're here, can we check in with security? I'd like to track down that scholar.
Okay. That's the plan. And now, the Vicar and I are going to make some bad decisions. That sounds really terrible.